Welcome, fellow travelers. It's Mickey Gold. Today I want to share with you a couple tips and techniques. Now, I've been putting out videos more regularly, and I plan to do this as we continue to be inside for the duration. So I'd like to put out stuff that's useful. So I have a couple of tips and techniques for manifestation. Now, manifestation is not always about money. We can manifest a better life, a life free of addiction. Like I said, it doesn't have to always be about money or abundance. It could just be about something that makes you happy. And in reality, happiness is what we are actually going for in one way or another when we're looking for money or we're looking for financial wealth or abundance. We're looking for happiness. We're looking for safety. We're looking for all different things. We're not actually looking for money. So a lot of times when we go to manifest things, if we are just, I have all this money, I am wealthy, that's not exactly going to send off that spark of the higher vibration. So when we go to put together affirmations, or when we're meditating, or when we're redoing our life, when we're doing different things, we want to go for feeling. It's nice to want to intend to have money, to intend to have wealth, but what do you really want it for? What is the purpose of having money? What's the purpose of having wealth? Besides the fact, yes, you need it to survive and pay your bills and all that good kind of stuff. But what specifically do you want large, vast sums for? What feeling are you hoping to obtain when you get what you're asking? When you're putting your order out to the universe, what are you hoping to obtain? And again, this doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about wealth. But generally, when most people watch manifestation videos, they generally are going for wealth. It might be health. It might be all sorts of things. But we want to locate. We want to ask ourselves, why? And normally, why is not a good question. Why is definitely not a good question. However, in this time, why is a good question? Why do you really want this? What is it going to make you feel? So ask the why and then ask the what. What is it that you're looking to feel? And even when you're doing something as mundane as getting something to eat out of the refrigerator, you might be eating something that your body's not saying, I need this. Because sometimes we get a craving and we eat something that we normally wouldn't eat. Sometimes our bodies will ask us for a little more calories, a little higher density fat or salt, or, a nutrient we might be missing. I know the other day I was recovering from a sinus infection, and my body, and I don't like, and this is vegan obviously, I don't like ice cream. That's never been one of my favorite things. However, my body was intensely craving ice cream because the vegan ice cream, I was eating almond milk ice cream. But my body was intensely craving that because it needed some extra calories to help push me through the healing process. Now, sugar is not always the greatest thing, however, but I kept going, really? You want ice cream? We don't eat ice cream. And it had nothing to do with, I don't want to get fat and that sort of thing. But it was just like, okay, and I ate it, and it helped me feel a little bit more fortified, I guess one would say. But however, when we have things, we want to ask ourselves, normally when one goes for ice cream, if you're not strange like myself, when one goes to reach for an ice cream, a lot of times there's a feeling. What feeling? When you go for ice cream or a cake or a cookie or sugar or a snack that has nothing to do with your body asking you for more calories to get you through an illness or to help you with something, when you're reaching for that, what feeling are you looking for? Is it comfort? Is it the feeling of being a child? Is it the feeling of, the first time you had ice cream? Maybe your parents took you out for ice cream when you did well on a test, or different things like that. Or, grandma always had ice cream at the end of dinner, so it brings back certain memories. Kind of just depends on that. So asking yourself what? So even for not manifesting, even just for daily life, for when you're going to pick out your food, if you're not going on, if you're like, oh, I need to eat, and even if you don't need to eat, what am I looking for? What is the feeling I'm going for? So back to manifestation. Now, we want to ask, what is this going to make us feel? So whatever we're looking for, what? Why are we wanting this, and what will it make us feel? And is there a quicker way? So for instance, if you wanted to feel joy, I have a subliminal out there for helping you feel joyful. If you wanted to feel happiness, feel happiness. Sit back and think about all the things that make you happy. Think about, if you love dogs, look at pictures of things that make you happy, whatever makes you happy. You don't necessarily need the car, the money, the house. When you locate the feeling you want, find a way to have that. And a lot of times when we're dealing with stuff with the inner child, sometimes bringing our hands to our solar plexus and trying to get in touch with that inner child and asking that inner child what it needs, or bringing the hand to the heart and asking, what are we looking for here? Because those are usually the two places that would give us the best idea of why we want what we want and what we're actually really looking for. So once we get that, what we're looking for, that really makes it easier to manifest. And that makes it easier to do affirmations. It makes it easier to do things because we want the feeling. So if we know we want happiness, what would you look like? How would you move? If you felt that feeling? So the first technique that I wanted to bring up today is the mirror technique. Now, this is not a regular mirror where you look at yourself and you brush your hair and what you're doing on the outside on this side of the mirror changes that side of the mirror. It's actually the other way around. The other side of the mirror is going to change what's on this side of the mirror. So the other side of the mirror is what you already want. What you want to manifest. Say you are going for happy and figure out what makes you happy. Maybe it's a career. Maybe it's something, but how would you stand if you were happy? How would you move if you were happy? What would the world smell like? What would things taste like? Try to get this full, complete picture of the you if you had what you want. How would you be dressed? How would you carry yourself? How would you wear your hair when you had what you wanted? And really focus. Imagine standing in front of this magic mirror. You can close your eyes and bring to mind something that you really intend to manifest. And when you get that, because you probably already know what you're intending to manifest, take a moment and imagine yourself the best looking version of you, the most fit, the most, how would you feel? How would you look? How would you move? What would your eyes look like? Would they sparkle? How would your smile be? Just anything and everything you can see. See that in that reflection. That might be moving, might be twirling around a little bit. You might be doing all sorts of different things. Really fill that up with the most, just like when we did the Ring of Power, with the most feeling you can have. And play with this every day. Close your eyes. And I want you to say this: I see myself and I see reality. I see myself and I see reality. When you close your eyes, say, I see myself and I see reality. And I want you to know that that other side of the mirror is you. Don't think about how you got to the position you're in. Think about just radiating those feelings. Study that other side of the mirror until you start to feel like the other side of the mirror. That's why we're saying, I see myself, I see reality. And make this your reality and go over it as many times as you'd like to. This could be the thing that you do before you go to bed. This is the thing you could be doing when you wake up. Or when you wake up in the middle of the night, this could be one of those things that you do. I wanted to go into a little more depth into this. And really, again, get as much into this as you can. And every day, add a little to it. See yourself. You might have the same outfit on. You might have the same hairdo. You might find something you like a little better. You can, like I said, look at pictures. And, like, I'd like to wear that. For me, if I would look at pictures of outfits, it would be Oprah magazine, because she always has some really nice, high quality stuff. So that would be where I would go and look and see where I get my outfits, would be from Oprah magazine. Would be like, I'd be standing up there in one of her really cool outfits. She has little sections in the magazine that has stuff that she loves. And that normally would not be stuff that I would necessarily buy. However, if I was at my end goal and I was the person that I would like to see completely fully manifested, you better believe I'm going to be from head to toe dressed in something from Oprah magazine. Something really high quality, something really high end, or even better. You might want to even go online and look at Valentino or some, not that this is the most important thing, not that the outward appearance is the most important thing, but it's how it makes you feel. Some people like certain brands and they make them feel a certain way. Some people just like the feel of certain materials. But again, whatever can get you to that feeling, just take a look in that mirror, because we're going to do the mirror work for a little while if you can. And it's not a real mirror, so you'll have to close your eyes. Don't look in your regular mirror and do this. This is your invisible, and you can make this mirror look however you want. Full length is ideal, so that way you can see yourself move around a little bit. The other reason that we do the mirror too is other people don't need to be involved in this. What you want to look like, what you want to feel like, separately from all this. We're not looking at, finding my soulmate. You got to get yourself right first before you start to try to bring other people into the picture. So that's the first one, is the mirror technique. And then we're going to work on this next one a little bit later. For some of you, that the idea of standing and staring in front of a mirror might sound a little bit not your thing. And I totally get it. When I first read about the mirror technique, I was kind of like a little like, eh. However, it's a quicker one. The other technique, and I've mentioned this before, is a theater technique. So imagine you walking into the back door of a theater, into a room that has everything ever in creation on film strips. So this is your life. You can pick out anything you want and pick out all these different film strips, giving you any and every experience you want. Hand it to this magic editor, have them clip them all together, and then go out a door and then come in through the movie theater and go sit in your seat. However you'd like your movie theater to look, design it yourself. Go sit in the movie theater, watch this beautiful, wonderful movie about you playing on the screen. Really absorb it, really pay attention to this. Really play it over and over again. Be like a little kid. When little kids first watch movies, when they hit a certain age, they watch movies over and over and over again. I remember when I was hanging out with one of my friends when I was in my 20s, that her son was really, well, maybe even younger in the 20s, which her son was really into The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and that sort of thing, and Power Rangers and Barney. So at one point in time, I could literally tell you every dialogue from every Barney, from every Power Rangers, from The Little Mermaid, from Aladdin, but they do it over and over again. And that's exactly what we need to do, is that repetition over and over again. So watch that. So you'll watch this beautiful thing and really incorporate all this stuff. Watch everything going on. You can see yourself getting awards. You can see yourself giving a speech, whatever you like, just like with that Ring of Power. And then for both the mirror and for both the movie, when you really feel this, when you've had times when you've watched it over and over again, you've seen this, at some point, pop yourself into that mirror, walk into the mirror, walk into the theater, walk into the movie screen. And again, the more that you add to this, the better it is. Because we spend a lot of time thinking negative stuff and worrying about stuff. Or I can't speak for you, but for myself, I spend a lot of my life with anxiety. And when you have anxiety, you tend to play in your mind worst case scenarios. So here's the deal. You need to spend at least as much time doing best case scenarios and really building yourself up, because you are powerful. You create your reality. Each and every one of you that is listening to this or has your eyes on this, you can do anything. You can create your own reality. The only thing stopping you is this belief. And the reason you have this belief is because we've told ourselves, someone told us, and then we repeat it to ourselves over and over and over again. So this is why repetition works. This is why when we listen to subliminals, you're supposed to listen for 21 days, or hypnosis or meditation. You're supposed to listen for 21 days to get it into your head. Now, this is why we need to do these over and over again, so it feels like your truth. And the same thing when we were talking yesterday about redoing your day. You can redo your whole life. You can run back through the past year and rewrite your life, stop in little spots and redo it how you want to do it, as long as you're doing it over and over again. And sometimes you'll do one technique and it works, and you're like, yes, I feel awesome. And then other times you'll do a technique and it's like, it doesn't work so much. So this is why I'm giving you so many different tools, is not because they all either work like a charm or they don't work. Sometimes it's a mix. Some days, yay, mirror. Some days, yay, theater. Some days, revising your life works, and we'll spend time on it. And a lot of these things that you'll see, it will be repetition, because repetition is what gets us what we want. We don't become great at something if we do it once. And the same thing with spirituality. Whatever you're into, be it Buddhism, be it whatever, and you might still be seeking, they call it a practice. Whether you're doing yoga, whatever it is, it's a practice, meaning over and over again, and repetition. Mantras, affirmations, over and over again. Because again, we have things hounded into us that aren't for our best and highest. It's time to start taking our power back and making ourselves feel wonderful. We can't expect someone else to do it, because the person that, if you live with yourself every day, 365, you live with yourself every day, who other than you should be invested in making you happy? You. Because everybody else needs to be busy making themselves happy. Because they can't paint on your canvas. You can't paint on their canvas. It's time to invest in you. Whether it be time, money, energy, this is your time. Take your power back. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. I believe that we all came here to live the best life possible. I believe we all came here to learn lessons, not just survive. I believe we came here to thrive. You create your own reality. And when you do little practices like this, you can make your best reality. And I hope you do. And again, peace, love, namaste. All right, guys, have a wonderful now, and I will see you next time.